now we move on to another of our men's matches. Big tussle here between Japan's Jun Mizutani and Russia's Aleksandr Shibaev.
Here we have Jun Mizutani, the 2016 Australian Open winner. He was also a strong junior as well, winning the World Junior Championships. Should be a fun match here with him playing.
And at the other side of the net, we have Aleksandr Shibaev, currently ranked 28. It's been as high as 21 in the world. Wonderful backhand, very strong when he turns round the corner as well to use his forehand. An interesting battle here. And again, we see Winnie Che of Singapore in the referee's seat. She was here also for match round 1. So Shabayev, a fiery figure, and Mizutani very relaxed. Interesting to see here the contrast in personalities and how that is then portrayed in the match.
Shabayev with first blood here, taking a 2-point lead. Really, really strong over the table. Mizutani will have to push him back if he's going to win a few points.
Nice little view there of our comfy seats in the cavern. I had a seat over there for 5 minutes and I was almost off for a snooze earlier.
Interesting to see. In round 1, Mizutani a little bit more aggressive than we've seen him previously. Let's see if he can start being a little bit more aggressive here. 4-0 down at the minute.
I think with Shabayev's game style, he likes when players push his serves back. He serves a lot of no-spin serves. When players get round the likes of Dmitry Ovcharov, when he looks to come round and backhand flick, that's when Shabayev struggles a little bit more. So interesting here if the Japanese player will be able to employ some of those tactics as well.
You can see the tactic clear in Shabayev, trying to play aggressive over the table, straight off a Mizutani forehand. This is his game. He will implement it throughout the match.
Fast play and an apology from the Russian. A nice mix of spin and speed from both players there. Mizutani, such a wonderful hand, and especially in his backhand corner, the way he's able to just take the pace off the ball.
We know Shabayev doesn't shy away from a game. Impressive display in round 1, taking on Harimoto, the young pup.
And when Shabayev gets on a run like this, really tough to stop. And he gets in with his forehand so often. Look at that leg strength there, trying to stay low.
Shabayev means business here. A 5-point lead. Definitely being the aggressive of the two. So it opens up
6-point lead here. 6 game points.
5-10.
This will be quite worrying for Team Pearson. It was Mizutani that added 3 points to 2 against Germany's Timo Boll the last time this team met.
10-6.
A little bit fortunate at the end of the rally there, Mizutani. He did really well to get some of those big shots back from the Russian.
Well, the momentum was fully with Shabayev at that point. Staying a little bit closer than Mizutani, not much, but still a little bit to make a difference.
Massive first set there for Russia's top player. And when he's linking with backhand and forehand like that, massive appreciation. He gets himself pumped up. When he's feeling it, he's really on. Confirmation there. Very comfortable. 11 points to 7 lead for Shabayev, taking this first set. And Team Mays looking very comfortable as we are halfway through this team match.
Jun just hasn't really got started here. It's hard to deal with the power from Shabayev. Look at that, fully extending over the table. He's a tall figure, but he fully gets down low and follows through. Interesting here to see the little difference in technique. Jun Mizutani's forehand a little bit tighter to the body, while Shabayev's is a lot longer, but he fully extends his arm out, covering more area of the table as well.
1-3.
That's always what's so fascinating about any sport, contrast in styles. You look at tennis, the contrast between Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal, and that's what makes sport so watchable.
Well, I suppose like in tennis as well, with the different surfaces, table tennis has the different brand of ball. Every ball different, the bounce and the trajectory, but the players do adapt.
4-3.
And at this event, we're very fortunate to have our very own T2 ball given to us.
Won the Korean Open with the new ball. Suits him perfectly.
3-6.
And he is yet to come up in this match. He will be our final men's match in this team selection. Interesting there, just a few points before this. A little signal from Michael Mays to Shabayev to calm down a little bit, don't get too carried away. As we know, he's very fiery. It can overtake him sometimes.
Wonderful table tennis here. The T2 cavern. Look how this rally develops. Both players going at it.
This is what we want to see. Look how low Shabayev is getting to the ground. Definitely one of the players that gets the lowest out of the men's game for sure.
Mizutani feeling a little bit uncomfortable there. Normally he would just fish and just lob that ball on, feeling rushed.
But he can't really do that here. Shabayev has too much power. He needs to attack back. He needs to get into a better position.
You see that first 3-stroke percentage stat there, 65-35 in the way of Shabayev. He really is motoring on, and that evidence is backed up with the stats.
10-4.
Look at this, 6-point lead.
More game points then for Russia's finest.
11-4.
And there it is, extremely quick second game as well. I think even Michael Mays, he's seen a lot of things in his time, but I think even he is a little bit surprised with this scoreline as he rises off his chair.
Oh, Shabayev taking into a banana here. That's right, mate, you get more potassium into you.
And there we go, 11-7 and 11-4, another turn up for the books.
But otherwise it's correct. You play, you can, if you wait the receive.
Feng Tian Wei, look at her, just warming up the body, getting a good solid 10 or 15 minute practice in.
We had the pleasure of watching her practice against Timo Ball earlier. Great to see these players mixing not only men and women, but European and Asian as well.
Love 1.
Amazing that in the first couple of sets,
2 love.
very short games, less than 5 minutes, 4 minutes 51 for the first game, 4 minutes 41, 10 seconds quicker for the second game. Who would believe that?
Shabayev really making use of the T2 rules of playing quicker. Normally we see him on the World Tour circuit taking his time, pausing before the other person serves, but here he's definitely motoring on.
For those of you wondering what the conditions are really like down here courtside, it's a lot quicker in here in this cavern than it is on the World Tour stage, and this could also be helping Shabayev to hit some winners. Normally it feels like you're hitting through treacle on the World Tour. Not sure if anyone's ever hit a winner on the World Tour. So different here in the T2 cavern.
I think the only person that might is England's Paul Drinkle, the way he played earlier.
That man that doesn't block again.
4-3.
Just feels here that Mizutani not able to generate as much spin as he would like. Shabayev getting on top of 3 or 4 big reloops so far.
Again with the change from celluloid to plastic, it has hampered Mizutani's game a little bit. He used to play with heavy spin. It's a lot more difficult now for him to create as much as what he did.
Look at the points won on serve. Shabayev simply dominant.
Lovely little close-up action for you guys at home. So many camera angles here to choose from.
There's our wonderful T2 ball, been picked up from Mizutani and hoisted over the other side of the net. And here we go.
Scrappy little point there, but we can see how fiery Shabayev is. Doesn't matter what it is, he'll show the house down.
5-6.
That's a better link up from the Japanese player, linking serve to the first ball, and when you're doing that you always feel comfortable.
Lovely little touch there from the Japanese player. Just not enough to impact Shabayev. Shabayev playing with still a lot of power.
7-5.
Wonderful slow-mo there. Mizutani trying to get the ball back.
7-6.
Let's see if he can try and hang in this one. We've only got 11 minutes of our allocated 24 left. Even in receive, Shibaev 15-10 up. Dominant in all areas at present.
6-8.
Michael Mia is on his feet for his player. This is a real turnaround from round one. Mia's team 9-3 against Pearson. And we know the score of the round one match was 14-12 to Pearson.
7-8.
Timeout there called by Michael Mias.
1 minute.
Clever there, trying to keep the lead to get an extra point in the table.
Just keep level. But no think what 8-7
A lot
or
of coaches
10-7
now
doesn't
will
matter.
just
think every ball. Just play
decide
your game.
how their player is going to play the next point. Do you play aggressively? Do you go for one of your set plays? That's possibly what
Then you can come
Pearson
back.
is trying
Okay.
to relay
Good. It's better.
to the Japanese star right now.
Seven, 8.
Our assistant umpire there, working hard.
Every time after the timeout, it seems to be Shabayev that wins that next point. And that's rather deflating if you're on the end of that. Nip and tuck as we get close to seeing who's going to win this third set. Shabayev knows that he's on the verge of a humongous win here. Good old push to push. You would have appreciated that in many of your clubs back home.
Shabayev just taking a little bit longer on the time. Pretty sure that was over the time limit there. Very clever tactic indeed. Oh, net cord there, but as we know, luck does favour the brave, and the Russian has been very brave in this match.
Big service delivery now. Well played, Jun Mizutani. As the referee screams there, no deuce, it's sudden death. Did well there to compose himself, did Mizutani. An advantage now for Shabayev. He has the serve. Oh, and Shabayev just hitting the edge of the racket, off the edge of the table. Sometimes you see fingers being lost in those occasions. Whoa.
Look what it meant to Jun Mizutani though. They're getting a point on the board. How crucial it is for Team Pearson now to try and bridge this gap from 9-4 down.
We've seen in match round one a few team scores where it looked helpless really. 5, 6, 7 points down, but then when the likes of Ding Ning stepped up and won 5 sets to 0, it's amazing how matches can change so quickly. So here we go. It's the Japanese star. He's going to start us off.
Little bit of controversy there.
Shabayev just saying, if you want, I can change my racket. I've damaged it. Just showing Winnie Che there.
Just need confirmation from the lead umpire coming in. This will give Jun Mizutani a little bit of time to think. Fourth set.
So you can scuff the racket, but you can't really break the rubber surface. And I think that's what's happened here.
Timo Boll just running around the corner at the speed of light, trying to retrieve Shabayev's other racket.
It looks like we're taking a lot of time here, but don't worry, folks. The clock has stopped. You will not be missing any action.
A little bit of extra advice there from Jorgen Persson. Must be lovely to have such an experienced man on the team, especially for Jun Mizutani, who trails now 2-1.
Referee just inspecting racket number 2.
Mizutani to serve. Love all.
Oh, this racket's even better than the first one.
1-all.
Definitely a little bit of a quicker racket. Don't know if Shabayev needs any more power.
He's battling out there, is Shabayev. It's very tough when you damage a racket to then go to another one. It's very difficult to have identical rackets.
Team Mays just inspecting the other racket by Timo Boll's face. I'm pretty sure he thought he could have played with it. Wasn't too happy with that decision.
3-2.
Racket noticeably quicker, I think, and this is a shame if this actually spoils the outcome of the match. Shabayev, to be honest, was the better player, and if he ends up now losing 3-2 on a poor refereeing decision, then that's not so good.
You can see his arm speed just a little bit decreasing there to deal with the different racket. Creating a lot more spin, less power, or else the ball will soar off.
5-3.
So with 5 minutes to go, we could find ourselves at 2 games all and very close to a kill zone game as well. It's fascinating the way that these matches are so closely contested.
That was absolutely massive there from Jun Mizutani. Not easy to put a ball away at that height. We usually find him in the defensive position. Never really see Shabayev in that role. Head off for Mizutani though.
Yeah, it's just good stuff all round. Great table tennis from 2 great players. An appreciation from Michael Mays, of course.
5-6.
If in doubt, give it a clout, as Paul Drinkle would say. Just seems to have oiled that backhand the last couple of rallies, Shabayev.
Definitely taking some notes last week from Paul Drinkle, who got the better of him in the Australian Open.
Let 6-7.
Looks like we may get to enter the kill zone if Shabayev wraps up this game. 2 minutes 38 seconds left.
It's wonderful from Shabayev. He really is playing so well. You've got Ball, you've got Mays, you've got everyone standing up there in appreciation.
9-6.
Lovely little change of direction there. The angle he created deep into Mizutani's forehand opened up the whole table. Here we'll see it again. Look at this, and then straight down the line.
So 4 game points, and these would be match points. And there we go. We have it. It's 3 games to 1 for Shabayev. And we've entered the kill zone, everyone. For those of you that are just tuning in now, the kill zone is first to 5 points, a shortened game, an even more exciting game than the ones up to 11. Can you believe that?
Absolutely superb, Gavin. Of course, we've got the benefit of the no clock in the kill zone. The players can take their time, and I can bet you anything that Shabayev will be taking his time in every single point, moving back to his World Tour atmosphere.
Love all.
Well, they can take their time, but it's still really 15 seconds between each point, and we'll see if the referee will get out 1 or 2 yellow cards.
Love 1.
So this is a big one for Team Person. 4-10 down. I really feel like they need this one.
1-all.
Shabayev, all credit to him. He's made that second racket work. A lot of players would have just fallen apart there. Michael Mays playing every shot with his player. The reaction on his face and in his body is absolute delight.
For all we know, this is a frying pan with a couple of rubbers on it. But nobody's told Shabayev that.
2-all.
Of course, Shabayev has used a timeout. Only 1 per player.
2 important serves to come for the Russian. Stepped round so well there, didn't he?
That's definitely a good miss though. That tactic has worked really well over this game. Playing deep and wide into Mizutani's forehand, as you'll see here, and then switching up the line. High risk, but who told Shabayev that? I don't think anyone did.
Another big shout, another lovely change of direction, caressing that ball right into the middle to Shabayev.
Shabayev, an integral person in the Team Mays camp, did so well in round 1. Definitely wants this $1,000 bonus here though, and he's got it.
He's doing so well as a number 3 in the team here.
This is the beauty of T2 though. All the players play each other. The number 3 in the team don't necessarily play the other number 3. It's high level stuff in the T2 cavern.
So it's match point now for Mizutani in the kill zone.
That's
Even if he wins this though, he does lose 3 sets to 2.
4-all.
That's a bad miss from Mizutani. Did too much with the ball. Didn't give himself enough space here, as we'll see. Arm really close to the body. Look at the anguish on his face there. He knows how important that was.
So here it is. Here's the final point of the match. It's unbelievable! The Russian star! It's 2 fists up! He congratulates Jun Mizutani as well though, but how wonderful did he play in that match? He had to change rackets!
I don't think anyone told Shabayev that racket's different. What an unbelievable match we had there. Look at the crowd in the background. The crowd absolutely loved it. Oohs and ahs filling the film studio.
I think that racket will be on eBay. It's sold for about £10,000 tonight. Wow, he's played so well.
The other racket will be in the bin after that.
So there we go. Confirmation for us. And an incredible win really for Aleksandr Shibaev. He's the number 3 player and winning 5-4 in that kill zone to win it 4 sets to 1.
Look at that though. 15 forehand winners for Shabayev. And points won on service 60% to Mizutani's 38%. Little bit underwhelming for the Japanese player. A lot of you guys at home would have expected the result to go the other way, I think. Shabayev really stood up to the table for his team there.
Again, some cracking highlights for us all to enjoy. Shabayev almost back in another film studio. And look how this last rally progressed. It was wonderful from Shabayev. 2 fists, 4 games.